Occurred August 25, 2013, 2030. Location: Indianapolis, Indiana. Shape: circle. Duration: 20 to 30 seconds. Two whitish yellowish circular objects in northwest sky. At approximately 8:30 in the evening, while riding passenger with my fiancée and our two children in her car, driving 465 from East Street to Kentucky Avenue, I observed in the relatively clear northwest sky two white to orange circular objects, very near each other, which both appeared to me to have been disappearing and reappearing from behind clouds. But again, the dusk sky was quite clear. Both objects seemed to be communicating with each other, or at least aware of one another's presence. This happened 4 or 5 times for 20 to 30 seconds before finally neither object ever reappeared again. I then searched the sky for them or any other similar activities with no luck. I then informed my fiancée as to what I had seen, although her nor the kids had witnessed it, as the event did not last long enough for me to have enlightened them of the event, or take pictures or record it.
Occurred August 29, 2013, 11:56. Location: Indianapolis, Indiana. Shape: light. Duration: sighting characteristics: there were lights on the object. There was an aura or haze around the object. The object emitted other objects. The object landed. This is a possible UFO abduction case. Ring light. I was going, though, my security camera showing my grandkids the video of them playing at night with the fire going. By mistake, I clicked on the wrong night. That when I noticed a light coming in, an object came out of the rings of light that was lighting up my yard and deck, and it landed in front of the back door of my patio. Then after about 6 minutes of this light going around my patio as if it was looking for the object that came, the light rings picked up the object and the light and object disappeared into the sky. I have live video still on my camera system.
Occurred the 3rd of September 2013. Location: Indianapolis, Indiana. Shape: I got some weird markings on the concrete next to field of my house. It's unexplainable because an abandoned car is right there and weird marks leading into the grass on the sidewalk. Concrete striped down where it looks brand new in one spot. I can't make sense of it. NUFORC note: witness elects to remain totally anonymous. Provides no contact information.
Occurred September 28, 2013, 2100. Location: Indianapolis, Indiana. Shape: formation. Duration: 5 minutes. Characteristics: there were lights on the object. There was an aura or haze around the object, many white objects in the sky going from the south to the north, many objects to get a count, white in color, going very fast, some faster than others. Hard to describe. It looked like it was falling out of the sky from way up.
Occurred the 10th of August 2013, 1930. Location: Indianapolis, Indiana. Shape: light. Duration: 6 to 8 minutes. Characteristics: there were aircraft in the vicinity or aircraft chasing the object. Spherical orange lights seen in western sky by family of 3 in Indianapolis. Tuesday, October 8, 2013, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. My husband, son and I were traveling south in our car on Keystone Avenue in Indianapolis, Indiana. The sky was perfectly clear and very light, as the sun was just setting. We turned west onto 38th Street, a 6-lane wide street with a clear view of the sky nearly down to the horizon. As soon as we were on 38th Street, we saw 4 lights in the western sky in front of us. Each light was round, orange, and approximately 4 to 5 times the size of Venus, which was also visible in the western sky. Their position in the sky appeared to be approximately 15 to 20 degrees to the right of Venus. The lights were arranged in a straight vertical line, like a column. The lights were the same distance from each other, and as we continued to watch them, the 2 bottom lights moved laterally to the left away from the 2 upper lights while still holding their position relative to each other, one on top of the other. Then the 2 bottom lights moved back beneath the top lights, still keeping the same distance between each other. Then the bottom lights seemed to sink toward the horizon while the top lights seemed to move upwards in the opposite direction. We continued to drive west on 38th Street while my son and I took photos with our phone cameras. Suddenly, all 4 lights seemed to flatten out, changing in an instant from round, star-like orbs to flat, horizontal streaks. This happened so quickly that there was no discernible process of change, the forms just appeared different, though the new shapes were the same orangish color and retained their positions relative to each other. We drove off 38th Street into the 100-acre arts park of the Indianapolis Museum of Art and stopped the car in an effort to see better, but by then the sky had darkened and the flat, horizontal streaks faded rapidly. As we scanned the sky for the shapes, we then saw two streaks of white moving rapidly across the sky in the same path as the shapes. As the white streaks continued moving, we saw that they were contrails from airplanes. We could see the dark forms and the blinking red and white lights of the planes as they flew overhead. I googled UFO reporting on my phone and found the number for the National UFO Reporting Center. I called and reported what we had seen and am submitting our separate reports of the sighting as instructed. My husband, son and I all witnessed this sight together, and we agreed that it was unlike anything any of us had ever seen before. Submitted by L on Tuesday, October 8, 2013, my wife, stepson, and I were traveling west on 38th Street in Indianapolis, Indiana. When we approached 38th and Fall Creek, I looked in the clear western sky. It was approximately 7:30 p.m. and that's when I noticed four lights in the sky. They were in a vertical formation, with what I would guess from the ground looked like they had about 100 to 200 yards between them. We began following these lights. Two of these lights smoothly and suddenly began to float in a horizontal pattern and headed southwest. As the sun set, the lights became more difficult to see, almost as if they were cloaked by the sunlight. We followed the lights to the 100-acre grounds of the Indianapolis Museum of Art. It was there that my wife called the National UFO Center, and we were told that a similar phone call had been made only moments before from Pennsylvania, and the caller had reported seeing these lights in the western sky. Submitted by K. It all started as my mum, stepdad, and I were driving home from my grandmother's house. We were all having a jolly old time in the car, discussing various subjects like school, politics, and dreams. As we were heading close to the road that leads to my stepdad's house, my mum suddenly jumped up and shouted, "Look, up in the sky." I thought she was crazy until I put my glasses on and saw four orangish lights floating in unison. After I saw them, my stepdad finally noticed them as well. Right after we acknowledged their existence, two of the bottommost lights began to fly left horizontally. It was then that we realized that these had to have been UFOs. We started following the lights, but to no avail. The closer we drove to the lights, the darker the sky became, and eventually the two remaining lights disappeared on the horizon. We stopped near the Indianapolis Museum of Art to look up, but still nothing could be seen. It was then that my mum called in the UFO hotline and reported our findings. What intrigued me the most is how the operator mentioned someone in Pennsylvania reporting the exact same sighting as us mere minutes before we called in. Submitted by A.
Occurred, October 13, 2013 2040 Location, Indianapolis, Indiana. Shape, circle duration, 20 minutes characteristics. There were lights on the object. There were aircraft in the vicinity or aircraft chasing the object. This is a possible UFO abduction case. Multiple round shapes moving slowly across the sky. West of Raceway Road we watched as multiple objects crossed the sky with no distant pattern. No flashing lights. Just a soft warm yellow color. After those passed, we could see clusters of more way off with maybe 10 or more enclosed patterns flashing one at a time. We saw maybe 10 different clusters of them. Then immediately following the sky was filled with planes looking for them. Trust me, we are not alone.
Occurred, October 16, 2013 2140 Location, Indianapolis, Indiana. Shape, circle duration, 5 minutes characteristics. There was an aura or haze around the object. I was driving west on McGregor Road. I seen two orange balls on light. When the one on the left got close to the one on the right, it got smaller and disappeared. The one on the right got really bright. It was moving to the east.
Occurred, the 11th of November 2013 1845 Location, Indianapolis, Indiana. Shape, disk duration, 16 minutes characteristics. There were aircraft in the vicinity or aircraft chasing the object. Me and my daughter seen the most beautiful shiny spaceship. Not a UFO, it was real and was watching us all watch them. Me and my daughters seen a huge spaceship and a lot of other people got out of their cars and seen it too. It was so beautiful and shiny. They was watching us watch them. She was getting nervous and wanted to go where the other people were. I said, "No honey, I don't want to take my eyes off it." Right then I turned my head and it was gone. It was so beautiful and shiny. NUFORC note. We spoke via telephone with the witness, principally to confirm the date and time, which were November 11, 2013, at 1845 hours. We have corrected the time and date above. The witness indicates that the object looked like a disc, and he has offered to submit an illustration to our center.